Lydia the gold. Yeah. Lydia the gold. Yeah. What's up, y'all? It's me, Lydia the Gold, and I'm back again with another blessed YouTube video for y'all, okay? And as you can see by the title, you can guess what this video is gonna be about, okay? It's the first of the month, and I'm coming to y'all with scriptures from Genesis, all right? So I ain't really gonna do too much talking. I really want to get straight into it, but before we get into it, y'all, I really need y'all to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button, comment, and share button, period, okay? And don't forget to listen to all my songs, you feel me? By the way, I will be giving y'all more songs, more music, new music, okay, period. Let's just say we got a little something finna drop. I can't say what it is, but you can pretty much guess what it is, okay? But so it's the beginning of the month, all right? And it's April 1st, and I was led to Genesis, Genesis 1, like the beginning. All right? The whole message is pretty much coming from Genesis 1 through chapter 3, okay? So Genesis 1 is basically about the beginning. The beginning of what? Like the beginning of what we know is the beginning of time, like just simply the beginning, okay? So I'm going to read the beginning, Genesis 1, okay? It says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. Okay? So there was nothing but God's Spirit in the beginning. It was nothing. It was just formless, empty, and dark. I'm picturing like a planet like Uranus or something, like a gassy planet that doesn't have land, okay? And it says that there was waters. God's Spirit was hovering over the water. So I feel like water is very powerful. It's symbolic to new beginnings, purity, baptism. I have a friend that just got baptized. It's just symbolic to a new start in life, or just new beginnings, like a beginning, okay? And this is what I'm going to get into today. Like, I just feel like, knowledge is a good thing, but, I just feel like your intentions on how you're using your knowledge is also another thing. Like, knowledge can get you in trouble, you know what I mean? Too much knowledge. Like, just think about it. I just feel like God will only hold against you what you know. And, like, what you don't know won't hurt you, all right? And this is kind of what Genesis is explaining, or this is just the message that I'm trying to get across. Like, whatever you're blind to, God can't hold that against you. But once you consciously know something, like your mind, like that voice in your mind that tells you to do stuff, it knows. That's what God holds against you. Like, for example, if you run a red light, it's a ticket, but you run it anyway. Like, okay, that's wrong. All right. But let's just say you didn't know, you come from another country. They don't have traffic lights. All right. You run the light. Officer pull you over and you explain, I just got to this country. I had no idea. Okay, maybe that's not a good example, but 9 times out of 10 they'll let you off because you're gonna have your papers and everything. And you see my point. Like, basically the things that you consciously know in your mind are wrong is the only things that are gonna count against you when it comes to judgment day. All right. And this is why this whole thing happened with Adam and Eve and them eating the apple, all right? But before I get into that, let me continue where I left off reading, okay? So this is all the first day of everything that God created. So the first thing that God did, he said, let there be light, all right? And there was light. God saw that the light was good and he separated the light from the darkness. Okay. God called the light day and the darkness he called night. There was evening and there was morning. That was the first day. Okay. So the first thing he did was separate light from darkness. All right. So mind you, this is the beginning. This is what we know as the beginning of time. Quote unquote beginning of time. Like, just think about that. I ain't gonna say too much, but this is just what I'm reading. The first thing God did was separate darkness from light. We don't know anything that's going on before this. All we know is God separated darkness from light. He called dark night and day light. This brings me back to Romans chapter 13, verse 13. And this is what Romans chapter 13, verse 13 says. We should live in a good way because we live in the light of the day. We should not go to wild parties. We must not be drunks. We must not have sex with anyone who is not our own wife or husband. We must not do wrong things we must not do wrong things with our bodies. We must not quarrel. We must not be jealous of other people. Instead, you must live with the Lord Jesus Christ as your God. Do not think about the bad things you may want to do to make yourself happy, okay? So, let's just say it point blank, period. Not too many good things happen in the dark, okay? You know they saying what happens in the dark will always come to light. So what I'm trying to say is in the beginning of time, God had already separated darkness from the light. And you can go back and watch my other videos of some other topics that I've done. Like, I've spoke on a lot of different things, and I always bring that word when I talk, okay? So dark and light don't mix, okay? So that's just one thing that we know. Just Genesis chapter 1 verse 3, okay? He separated the light from the darkness. That's what he did the first day, all right? This was before he made mankind, all right? Lydia the gold. Yeah. Lydia.